How do you forgive and have empathy for people who aren't asking for it, if they don't even know that they're doing harm? I get it. It's hard to empathize with people who don't admit their mistakes. It's hard to be doing the work when others aren't doing it. And it's really disappointing to not have empathy returned. Totally. It sucks. And it could feel very isolating when we're being empathetic in a situation and the other person just does not have that tool in their wheelhouse. I think some of you with elderly parents might know what that feels like. Raise your hand if you do. I do. At those moments, I could stay connected with forgiveness and empathy by realizing they just don't know any better. And they don't know that empathy is available. I didn't even know that empathy was available till I was in my late 30s, when I was able to take 3 years off and study it. Empathy isn't a natural instinct any more than speaking English is. Empathy is a language. It has to be taught, and many people didn't do their Duolingo classes for it. But once you do know the language of empathy, it becomes your dominant language. Once you're aware of the power of empathy, what other choice do you have? What other options on the menu are better? Any conflict resolution that doesn't involve empathy is just conflict perpetuation. Any desire for justice or revenge just results in people seeking justice and revenge against you. And so I'm going to be the change that I want to see in the world. And I'd rather suffer now for a bit in doing the work rather than repeating the same patterns over and over again mindlessly and building my frustration and resentment over time. Also, there's some things we look back on in our parents' generation and we're kind of icked out about. Homophobic slurs and jokes about women in the kitchen and jokes about different races they're just so embarrassing now. And so I want to think about what are we doing in our current generation that future generations are going to look back at with a curled lip. And I think that's going to be our lack of empathy. And that shift is already happening. If you look at psychology, it's all about empathy. Business, CEO, and leadership books are all about empathy as a competitive advantage. And in politics, traditional debates are meaningless now. They're just conflict machines. The future of politics isn't arguing, it's empathizing. One day, not having empathy is going to feel like not having a social media account. Kind of weird. Every situation improves with empathy. Every single one. And now that I know that, I can't go back. Can you?